This is the Aldora Devlog. Let us begin. Okay, so starting off from yesterday, I've been working solely on one thing. This is the base AI for the character creation generation, and I'm in simple terms, I basically made an army. Okay. Pretty much what we actually have here, if we go into the game, we have all the base characters. As you can see, they look a little bit cardboardy. This is because they've got two layered sprites between them to show the back and the front, because in the 2D to 3D world it's going to just show that one picture, isn't it? So I've had to layer them. I'm going to try and get them as close as I possibly can without them overlapping. Now, another thing you may have noticed is hairstyles. I got the base hairstyle from this character, built up this one, connected up the heads. As you can see, the head doesn't actually move on these on these characters. However, their hairstyles will change. They have this base hairstyle here, which, to be quite honest, I probably will get rid of. You've got another hairstyle here, and you do also have the other one, which is where is it? There you go. It's more of like a Peaky Blindery type haircut. Mainly due in part for this. With these characters having interchangeable hair, I can then change their faces out. So the face, the nose, the eyes can all disappear, and then you can recreate a different new character. So you can have an old man, young man, all that stuff. And with that being said, I can then have multiple different coloured variations of that hair. So it was worth spending pretty much all day yesterday trying to get this character to actually show up properly in the actual game. That means we can actually place armour on top of them and clothing and everything. Change the hair colour, change their face, and we can then keep adapting and adding more interchangeable things to this character. Now, one thing I do like about this is obviously it's using the same character base, and it just literally is just changing the hairstyles. The funnest thing for me is making up the hairstyles, because some of these are like god awful hairstyles and then the other ones are just standard. All in all, do they actually work? Well, the question for them actually all working would be grabbing this box, moving it over, and then just pressing play. And the answer for you is yes. They are currently all working. They just run to a random point at the moment. I need to set up path patrols, and for anyone that's not clued into that, it means that they have designated areas that they walk to and then loop doing that. So they could go, one of them could go to the bakery, then to the lumber mill, then back to their home, and then rinse and repeat that process, making the city look a bit more alive and having certain things. Now, I wanted to go with an ecosystem component. This means that I add a component onto these characters, and that shows their hunger levels, their thirst levels, their sleep, and that determines whether they need to go, or their job, whether they need to work in a given day, and then the city can alternate and change as the characters go about their daily life. With a lot of these characters, this is really interesting in order to do. I'm very happy with this because now I can see a basic overview of this little army type thing, and then I can actually work out how this world is going to actually look about and how it's actually going to work, so to speak. So following on to that, if the character wants to then be part of the army, they can be part of the army, and it's a good reason why we got this base down, because then that means we can do character creation for us, and we can switch out and start changing stuff, and that means we can have customizability on the main character, as well as have NPCs that are interchangeable, which means for quest givers they can look a bit different. For random NPCs just going about the city, you can have the wood, the loggers, the smiths, everything from this base, as long as I can make it interchangeable and adaptable to where they actually are situated. Totally focused on. It's probably not that amazing going, oh yeah, you made a few guys run around, but It's a necessary evil in order to do, and it has to be done, otherwise the world just isn't going to come together. It's little details like that when making a game. It's just like, you have to do this stuff anyway, because no one's going to do it for you. And currently with these characters, they don't have any left or right. So if we remember, we had the left and right, and I got a comment on one of my videos the other day. We're probably going to just stick with these, and then I can just remove this on both my characters, so all they do is just move around. I will just disable the A and D and then just move my character around like that, and then remove those sprite sheets. Alongside all of that, that is pretty much everything for today. It's kind of a short video because a lot of work went into one particular thing. However, I do want to build out more faces for the characters, and I do want to colour the hair. Now, overall, we do need a feminine body as well, so we do need to build out that and have that running around as well. However, I would like to finish the male first, because we're already halfway done, and it makes no sense to start a new job instead of doing the other one. So we're going to finish the blokes first, and then we'll go on to the females, and then we can start, well, essentially dressing them with their armor pieces. So for the loggers, for the smiths, and also like the army soldiers and everything. And then we can start up NPC quest givers as well, by literally just getting the setup that we've already created, and then we just set a few enums, make a quest giver, and we can determine them by ourselves through that. Other than that, guys, that is everything for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to go over towards Discord, and other than that, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.